Well, today we wrap up our three-part series on payday loans in the wake of Check and Go and Advance America closing after a November ballot measure passed by voters. Platte Valley Bank Executive Vice President Zach Karpf says people who were in that vicious cycle of getting payday loans to pay for previous loans can get to the road of recovery and offers up ways to get off onto the right foot.
One would be to sit down with a consumer lender and to talk about what could I do to be able to qualify for a loan. Is it on the income side? Is it on the expense side? Is it on the borrowing side? To try to, or is it on the credit score? Just try to understand what needs to be fixed.
Once you address those issues, getting credit scores back in check is imperative.
We've seen credit scores have significant negative impacts because of a $92 Verizon bill, for example, that somebody thought, well, that's not that big of a deal, but those disputes are a big deal. And so I think it's important to try to resolve those disputes with those companies to the best of your ability. And a lot of times the individuals that you speak with at those companies are empowered to make adjustments, make settlements for those small dollar amounts. And it's always better to try to resolve those rather than have them get reported to the credit bureau in that fashion.
Karpf says, in layman's terms, it's a good thing in the long run that voters did approve the ballot measure to cap payday loans at 36%.
In my opinion, it is a net positive for the consumer to have the annual percentage rate capped at 36%. I think there is going to be a short-term impact on those consumers that were used to having access to that type of financing. Long-term, this will be much better. I actually don't think this is the last time you'll hear about the issue, even in the near term. There was federal legislation introduced in 2019 that would cap it at 36% for all consumers everywhere in the United States, which again, I think on a net basis is a good thing to try to introduce a little financial discipline in there where those types of high cost short-term borrowings aren't having that negative financial impact on consumers.
Karpf also noted that the ballot measure passed with 83% support from Nebraska voters, adding that it is certainly an issue impacting a lot of people, but the people have shown that they feel strongly about capping these levels.